What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You're a returning subscriber. As always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, I've seen this story, man, and I had to get all over this. This is right here. It's crazy, and it's horrible at the same time. See this guy up here? The man you see being brought up in handcuffs this morning out there in Long Island, New York. This guy's name is Asif Qureshi, 53 years old. And this guy last week, last Friday, as a matter of fact, killed his estranged wife. Her name is Cyanide-Like, 46 years old, no picture of her. The fact that he killed her, is bad enough. But the way he did it, ladies and gentlemen, is beyond belief and cruel as can be. Take a look at the story, and I'll come back and talk about it in commentary.
This noon, a mother of three gruesomely murdered inside her home on Long Island, and now her estranged husband is behind bars. Police say he waited outside the home for the three children to leave, then moved in and killed his wife with what investigators call a cyanide-like substance. That suspect was just arraigned and remanded. Eyewitness News reporter Lindsay Tuckman live this afternoon in Mineola. She's got the details. Lindsay?
Yes, Sandra, this is a horribly disturbing story that now leaves three kids without their mother and their father in jail. And that man, who was just arraigned on second-degree murder charges, is accused of killing his estranged wife. And again, he is being held without bail after that arraignment in the county courthouse behind me here. And that man is 53-year-old Asif Qureshi. He was arrested yesterday. Police say he didn't provide a statement but did deny the charges. And the prosecution is even asking for charges of first-degree murder. He was born in Pakistan, according to officials, and is an unemployed software engineer and is a U.S. citizen. Now, just about an hour ago, he was walked out of the Nassau County Police Station without showing any emotion on his face, and he stayed silent. He's accused of killing his wife, 46-year-old Alina Asif, a CPA, in her home on Larch Drive in Herricks last Friday afternoon. Police say their 18-year-old daughter called for a wellness check after Alina didn't pick the kids up from school. When police arrived, she was found unconscious, not breathing, and had severe burns on her face. The medical examiner was able to determine it to be a criminal homicide quickly due to asphyxiation by an unknown chemical substance. Testing is being done now, but police preliminarily believe it's a cyanide-like compound that was used to suffocate her. Now, after a week of collecting evidence, police did narrow in on Qureshi, who had been renting a room in Belrose, Queens. They say he had a history of domestic incidents and mental and physical violence, and the two had been separated, and she recently filed for divorce, which detectives believe may have set him off.
On Thursday, the 9th, a process server went to serve him divorce papers. He refused to accept those divorce papers and started showing up at her house on the 10th, subsequent dates, multiple dates that it showed a pattern of stalking her. On the 17th, we have him showing up, waiting for the right opportunity, entering the house, waiting for his wife to drop off the kids at school, and then assaulting her and killing her.
Now, again, Qureshi was just arraigned, and the judge ordered him held without bail due to being a flight risk. At one point, he did turn to his attorney and whisper, saying that he would be willing to turn in his passport, but that request was denied. Meantime, the children, 18 years old, 14 years old, and 7 years old, are staying with family during this ordeal. Live in Nassau County, Lindsay Tuckman, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Gentlemen, that is both sad and sick. An all-out crew. Now, if you paid attention, you've seen how all this came together. Had a history of mental illness. Had a history of domestic violence. Had a history of being an asshole. And she got tired of it. And that's her right. Just tell you something. Some people can be really nice people, but when they have mental relapses or some type of, they can turn into a whole nother being. And a person that deals with them, that once loved them and has other lives to protect from somebody that, is going off the deep end, a choice has to be made. Says they was estranged. He lived in the room. She had the house. Same house he was living in. He's over there. Kids and stuff over here. You know, if he helped build that house, he gonna try to make sure nobody else go in there, especially when, you know, he is doing all this stuff with his wife. He still know the value, especially when he's detached from it. And he know other men know the value too. And this guy right here, like I told you, one of the worst things you could do with a human being is leave them alone with their thoughts, especially when they're not right in their head. This guy went over there and threw a cyanide type substance in her face. Now, I don't know, you know, what it did to her. I'm more than sure it made it to where she couldn't breathe and she died quick. But I think she suffered for a little bit of time before she wasted away. Because I'm going to tell you something. I don't know what the effect. I know cyanide is lethal. But the only thing I can recollect is something of what I think she probably went through is I had a CO2 container in the car. One of those gas, you know, it was like the gas canisters where you can turn the top and like you can expel the gas. I went to a place where we could get gases because I had a commercial license. I put a CO2 container in the back of my work van and I was driving down the highway and he overfilled it and it popped to where, like, you know, the seal popped and CO2, pure CO2 expanded and went into the vehicle. Within seconds, there was no oxygen in the van. And for a split second, when I went to breathe in, my lungs would not retract or pull in oxygen. And for a split second, I lost my bearing. And then I realized, wind the window down. Somebody throws something in your face and it naturally takes the ability for you to breathe in and absorb oxygen, or it does something to where you can't even just maintain your balance and stuff. That's horrible. I couldn't even scream. You know what I mean? And like that was the closest thing to something like having a chemical thrown in my face or something. So I can sympathize with what she went through. And I'm more than sure this guy knew that what it would do, and he did it anyway. It's fucked up. Guy sitting in the room. I built that house. Now, what did they say? Last Friday, boom, well, last Thursday, day before this, boom, he got served with divorce papers. I ain't accepting them. Well, you've been served. That pissed him off. What did they say he did? In succession, going over there harassing her. He seen he couldn't have her back, or seen she was serious about the divorce, or hell, she didn't want to talk to him. Hey, the papers speak, we'll speak in the courtroom. That set him off. A lot of people, hey, you ain't nothing without me. I built all of this. You was just here. And a lot of people feel like that. A lot of people think, you know, and like, I don't know why people do this, but a lot of people think anything they built with you, all of a sudden, when it's over, you don't deserve nothing, even though you and your money somewhat helped them get to where they was at and accrue to things that are considered assets. So why would they go to one person? Either way, man, your kids live there and you turned it into a crime scene. All because you was upset at past situations that led you up to where you are now, and it's everybody else's fault but yours. I don't know anybody that stay in a relationship after somebody beat on them, whether they married or not. Nothing goes back to normal. Especially with this threat of intimidation through force. Either way, man, this is disgusting, man. I seen that. I was like, damn, I got to do that story. She died horrifically. And I don't even know how long it took. They said he threw a liquid in her face and it burnt her face up. So one of the relatives did a welfare check, asked for a welfare check. They go over there, the woman dead on the floor with her face burnt up. Come on, you the only one that they know going to do some shit like that? All points to you. Now you looking stupid doing the perk walk with your head down. Need to take your head off. Crazy or not. Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. This guy, another thing is, this guy said he had a visa. I mean, he had a passport or whatever. Now, they say he was from Afghanistan and he was over here. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he brought her with him and they started their life together. Or maybe he met her over here. Either way, she was living in the house. I think it had a lot to do with what he felt as though, how he felt he should be treated from what he's gathered and what he made her a part of. So he deserved more respect than what he did, even though he did disrespectful things to get to this point. Sad.